Hello and welcome everybody. We are not in the place you think we are. We are live in Kansas, Toto, as we have these Arca cars going around this track 130 times. And this should be a very exciting race at this mile-and-a-half racetrack with all the great racing action that we've grown to love here in this series from the Numb Thumbs Racing League. We do start off today, however, on a kind of sad note. As many of you know, earlier on in these seasons here, we had a great sponsor with DEP Graphics, and he had to step away from his duties there, and which is why we currently have a new title sponsor, so he could deal with some family issues, and unfortunately that has come to a head. He had a son that was dealing with some illnesses, and we are sad to say that as of yesterday his son has passed away. And for those that know about the Numb Thumbs Racing League and the Numb Thumbs gaming community, once when you're a part of it, you turn into your family member, and that's how these guys are. And anytime that you lose a family member, it's always sad. So we're sending our best thoughts and prayers to the DEP Graphics family over there from AAA Broadcasting and Numb Thumbs Racing. So before our national anthem here tonight, let's take a brief moment of silence and in memoriam of that young man.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And welcome back. As always, like we mentioned, we have some great supporters over here at the Numb Thumbs Racing League with JP Designs and 3D Prints jumping on board here kind of late in this season. But he's been doing a fantastic job putting up some paint jobs here for these cars and does some 3D printing, and I think he even makes some button boxes as well. So be sure to message him here on Discord, as he currently doesn't have a website quite set up just yet, and he's hanging around out there, and we cannot wait to see what other stuff he can come up with, as well as Davidson Builders jumping on board here. They've been a proud supporter of the Numb Thumbs Racing League for quite a while now, and we thank them for their support. The premier Custom Builders up there in that northern New Jersey area. Be sure to give them a shout out next time you go to remodel, get an extension done, or anything like that to your home, as well as Admin Box. They're on board here, continuing their support with these racing leagues. We also have Trek Bar Media. Go ahead and check them out for all their video editing and custom needs there. simgearcentral.com. Buy your button boxes that are fancy schmancy with their flip styles and knobs. Doing an excellent job over there at simgearcentral.com, as well as trackdogsracing.com. Under construction right now, however. It's gonna be a big deal, getting even more and better products over there. So be sure to order some merchandise from trackdogsracing.com here today, or at least in the very near future. As always, I am Alan Brown, and I am joined by my best friend, Mr. Alan English. Alan, this one's going to be interesting. We're going from Iowa, which was kind of like a mile and a half, to an actual mile and a half here at Kansas. And I got a feeling we're going to see tires come into play big time here tonight.
Absolutely, 100%. You're going to see tire wear be the major factor that these guys are going to have to deal with during the race tonight. But yeah, a great mile and a half track here. You can use the apron around the tri-oval here. It's not that bad of a transition. You might see some guys use it, some guys don't. I usually don't use it when I'm here, but that's just me. A couple of different grooves they can run out here. Passing will be at a premium still, though, as it's you're not going to see a lot of 3 wide here. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But we shall see. It's going to be a good one here tonight at Kansas City.
That it shall is down there on pit road. We got Mr. Adam Turner. He's got his beverage cooler all stocked up and ready. Adam, what are you looking forward to here tonight? I know tires is kind of your thing that you always fall back to as the big thing at these tracks, but I got a feeling we might see some bumping and banging with how close in times these guys are running here.
Well, I just like how Kansas runs. I think there's a casino right there. There's a wheat field. There's probably some chickens and hogs close by, so this is my kind of place, right? I like the layout of the track. It's definitely kind of a cookie cutter, but it's got a different feel to it. Runs pretty fast. Casino's there, as you see it. 2 fast repairs, 7% fuel, 5 sets of tires, 25 incident points, and you're disqualified. It's 195 miles tonight, guys. That's a long race, and last I checked, it's like 109 out there. So the tire wear is really going to come into play.
That it is, as we take a look at that race info around this mile and a half race surface here tonight. Like you said, getting a little warm out there. We'll have to see how these guys are able to contend with that one as we take a look at that weather. Nice, beautiful, sunshiny day out here in the mid-plains as we take a look at that key to the race, and it's what we're going to be harping on all race long, and it's all about those tires. I know from previous experience driving these Arca cars and jumping into a championship race late and having to try to fight back from a lap down, man, managing those tires is a make or break deal here.
Yeah, for sure. They only have 4 additional sets. They got 5 total, including the one they're sitting on right now. So, they're really going to have to ration these tires out. You might be wanting to change 2 out here, maybe part way through a run, but I don't think we're going to see anybody do that doesn't regret it. So, but we'll see how they adapt. The track temperature, it's getting hotter by the second. It's 112 out there now, track temp, even though it's only 71 ambient air temperatures. It's going to be slick out there.
Well, cars going 180 miles an hour across that surface heated up, and the sunshine and all that, so that's going to play a huge role. I would be super conservative early in this race if I was one of the drivers. Stay with the pack, try to as best you can if you're a little slower car, but try to stay with the lead pack. But no need to push it too hard early. Let it play out a little bit. We got a long way to go here.
That we do. As qualifying comes to an end here, wasn't able to pick up much of that qualifying time. Started just a little bit late, but that's okay. We're going to be just in time here for all the great racing action and bring it to all of you guys down there at home as we start today off with tonight's starting grid. We got the 69. Larry Dickerson was saying that he just picked up the num thumbs and all that stuff, so glad to have him out here starting on pole position. On his outside, he's going to have the 99 of John the Boss Ross sitting there in second. The 5 Nicholas Coates going to start here in third, with the 751 of Mike Adamson, the Silent Assassin, starting in fourth. In fifth, we have the 60 of Brian Neff, with the 13 of Chris Klein starting to his outside in sixth. The 1 of Bogus, Derek Welch, is going to start here in 7th, with the 62 of Rich Blake starting in 8th. 79 of Dave Hoytsma will be joining the track here in 9th, with the 53 of James Bowden starting here in that final top 10 spot.
Steve Singer sitting in that 6 machine, going to be starting inside row number 6, and to his outside, the 23 of Mark Collins. Jeff Ottinger and Carson Conway make up the next row. Tim Stubblefield in the 92, starting inside row 8. Tim Pope on his outside, so the Tim row is row number 8 starting out here tonight. David Harden in the 34 will start 17th place. 18th will be the 70 of Robert Amaral. And let's see, rounding out your top 20 and completing row number 10, the 19 of Cole Larson and the 43 of Cody Bickler.
Yeah, it looks like, well, we got 21... for 21st place, 63 Dave Holmberg. These might be a little mixed up, but I'm going to go with the best I can. 22nd, 55 Tom Bears. 23rd, 110 Richard Michelob Gray, the oldest man in iRacing. I think Zeth Holly will be our race control tonight. And then rounding it out will be the 46 of Justin Morrow.
I think Holly and Morrow might both be.
More eyes in the booth. That's even better.
Oh yeah, we know how tough it is out here on the track.
So shout out to those two, Holly and Morrow, for doing some race control. It's tough up there.
To that fact, you are not kidding. As we get ready to go to green flag racing here for the first time at Kansas, everybody getting lined up side by side behind this pace car.
Justin Morrow, the one that painted that 110 of Michelob Richard Gray out there. That's the Justin Morrow of our title sponsor here, JP Designs and 3D Prints. So check out that 110. They did a great job. Here comes the green flag.
That they did as they come rumbling down the front stretch. Green flag is out, and away we go side by side, sending it on down to turns 1 and 2. Dickerson getting a great restart here to jump out in front of that 99 of John Ross. Behind him, they're still side by side. You got Nick Coate and Mike Adamson beating and banging as Adamson up into the outside wall. He just manages to save it from that hard wiggle there, but still stuck in that outside wall with that new damage model. He's probably missing a wheel here as he continues to struggle and make his way back down to trying to get to where pit road is. So you now have got Chris Klein in that 13 having a pretty good battle with that 1 of Derek Welch.
Yeah, he just bounced off the 5, got back up in the wall. Instead of trying to pull it off the wall and come down, that would have just wrecked everybody. He just rode it out, which is what you got to do in this Arca car.
Yeah, and we're single file a bit, but everybody's taking the corners just a touch different. And I think we're going to see a lot of movement here with the tire wear as it comes on. Oh, we got another one in the wall.
Oh no, that's DW coming all the way down across the track, bringing out the yellow flag. We saw him go hard up into that outside wall, just not quite able to save it before coming back down and across the track.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what happened there with him. He says he lost the
Steering wheel quit. Oh no.
It did look odd how it happened for him. He just came right down the track.
We've seen that happen before to drivers. There's nothing you're so helpless, you just.
How do you lose your steering wheel? Are they not attached all the
Oh,
way?
ask
He probably meant it.
ask Dale Jr. because he lost his steering wheel once.
Well, yeah, that's true. Or he could have lost the connection, power with the thing.
He just drifted straight up into the wall, and from there, I mean, essentially the car's at its own mercy here. Couldn't really do anything and got down and across the track, snagging that 13 of Chris Klein up there with him as well. As we get the first caution of the evening here. Looks like we're going to have a few takers come on down. Chris Klein, Cody Bickler, Mike Adamson as well.
These guys come down for a little bit of service here. Let's take some time to thank some of the guys and gals out there in YouTube land watching with us tonight and commenting. Jessica Stubblefield, Stub Nation's here. Let's go APX. Mike Adamson saying howdy, guys. Sean Reese is here for Stub Nation and APX as well. Let's see who else we got out here. Albert Anderson's here saying praying for the Johnson family. Yeah, a bunch of y'all had some really sweet comments out there. I'm sure the family appreciates it. Can't imagine what they're going through here. It's gonna be a pretty dark time for them for a while. We just pray to give them a little bit of hope, you know. Lauren Stubblefield here for Stub Nation. Richard Gray's here saying thanks, AAA. Great job tonight. Thank you, Richard. Hope to see you get a good finish tonight, along with Derek Welch, who says, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, guys. We sure appreciate every one of those thumbs up we get, and all the new subscribers that have come along in the last couple of weeks. We sure appreciate each and every one of you. Vincent Short pulling for Holler Boys out there, saying go get them, fellas. And Chris Goins saying, let's go Holler Boys racing. Steve and Carson, 1-2.
So we saw there the the 110 of Michelob Gray in that kind of newer paint scheme that he's been running here. Looks pretty good. He's also, in his little picture, he's wearing that safety orange, being a road working man.
Yeah, gotta make sure you don't get run over. All these idiots on their phones out there trying to kill our highway workers out there. Y'all gotta be careful.
Well, he's in the side of the ditch with the cooler, and then like a
probably. He's sitting in an air-conditioned truck watching the other guys work.
Yeah.
As we also take a look there at the one of DW racing here with the face cam up and running, as well as that 53 of James Bowden running that Fujifilm car. We've seen that car run very well here so far this season. Just, man, he just hasn't been able to get a good finish here at the end. Maybe tonight he will be able to break that run of bad luck as we get stacked up behind that pace car once again here. Dickerson and Ross going to be starting side by side.
Chris Goins saying he thinks the number 6 machine out there got some bad juju surrounding it. I'm not sure about that. Steve Singer out there still on the lead lap here. Starting tail end back there. But, yeah, how about Larry Dickerson, who went from a fan to a racer? Good to see. He was always up in the chats with us on YouTube, and now he's leading this thing after starting on the pole.
That he is, as the pace car comes on down into pit lane once again. Into that restart zone they go, and off and running, making use of that apron line is that 69 of Dickerson. And we'll look forward to seeing some guys race hard out there, as it looks like with the big run, though, John the Boss Ross just coming out of nowhere, just absolutely loops around that 69. I don't know if the 69's having a little bit of a problem here, but he is very slow right now.
He got a black flag for something. I don't understand that. He was the control car. Why would he be getting a black flag here?
I don't know, but
Sure what happened.
John Ross out there up at the front. You got the 76 Jeff Ottinger there right behind him. Nick Coate driving that number 5 Lowe's machine now in third. James Bowden sitting there in fourth as we continue to watch these guys put some laps down here from Kansas. You got Mark Collins here in a pretty good battle with that 728 of Timothy Pope right now, side by side as they go down through turns 3 and 4. That 728 machine, though, on that bottom line, I think is just going to get enough of a run here to climb back up that turn? Yes, he does. Behind him, we got some racing going on, too. This is where a big mosh pit of cars are. We got side-by-side action going on with David Harden and Cole Larson. We got Robert Amaral and Dave Holmberg tied up. We got Richard Gray and Brian Neff all in a battle. You also got people like Mike Adamson trying to fight back up through this field. Same thing with DW, Timothy Stubblefield, Steve Singer, everybody in it for the long haul here, trying to climb up this leaderboard.
Yeah, this secondary pack. Yeah, this secondary pack's really going to town here. Michelob Gray, you're gonna run those tires off that thing, son. You gotta be careful out there. But I like that. That's some really good racing, and they're not too far off the pace, so they just need to hang in there and manage those tires, and we're gonna have a heck of a race. This keeps up.
Mosh pit of cars, I like that. You know, mosh pits that was pretty popular back in the 90s, I think.
Yeah, Nirvana came along.
Yeah, Charlie Pride, you know, big mosh pit at Charlie Pride concerts.
No.
Huh?
No.
Oh, that was
Nice. Oh, but Nirvana maybe, but Charlie Pride, I don't think so. I've seen Charlie Pride one time, and a lot of things happened. I don't remember much, but it was a good show.
That's what made it fun.
As we can watch the battle here from that rooftop camera from the 79 of Dave Hoytsma, seeing this side-by-side battle unfold here right in front of him. You see Mike Adamson, man, he's trying to figure out a way to get around these guys, but it's just so hard in these cars to really find out where to get that run, because as you can see, turns 1 and 2, the car likes to break a little loose there, as Steve Singer just absolutely having a little bit of, actually that was the 63 of Dave Holmberg, excuse me, getting that back end a little bit squirrely.
Guys running similar lines out there, but a little bit different entry for a couple of these cars. I think that's the biggest difference, is how they enter the corner and win.
Yeah, and how are they going to start almost drifting up the track as the tires?
Some guys are already kind of sliding up there, aren't they, Adam?
They are, and you got to change your lip point as you're going in these corners. And that's where it makes it difficult. I know a lot of people think, well, these idiots are just turning around 4 times. No, there's a lot of stuff happening on the track. This iRacing simulates an actual Arca car, all the cars. It does a great job of it for the price. And it's pretty cool to watch. There's a lot of brains that go into this stuff, actually.
As we got a good battle going on right now with the 728 of Timothy Pope and the 53 of James Bowden fighting for some top 5 spots up here. Same thing with that 62 of Rich Blake in that orange machine right there behind him, waiting to crack up into that top 5 himself. But still, we are being led by that 99 of John the Boss Ross.
19 just lost about 3 positions. He's slowed down quite a bit on the outside line there. Had some near contact with a couple of cars, but he's doing fine now. Adam, are you sure that, you know, when you hear the song Crystal Chandeliers come on, you don't just want to start pushing people, you know, in a crowded mosh pit?
Throwing beers, smashing people in the face with whatever you have. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that sounds about right.
The snakes crawl at night, starts playing, and you just feel like pushing some people.
Yeah. I guess if you're in a certain kind of world. No.
Oh no! Got some cars up there in the outside wall. Oh my goodness, that was very close. The 6 of Steve Singer gets snagged up in there, able to avoid contact with all the cars trying to pass him here. He's now going to be side by side with the 92 of Stubbs, Timothy Stubblefield. But boy, oh boy, was that dangerous there. It was basically 3 wide when that happened.
I yelled right because I thought it was going to happen. But, yeah, way to hold on to it there, fellas.
So we got a fight going on up here inside the top 3 right now. Battle for second. The 5 of Nicholas Coate, the 76 of Jeff Ottinger go side by side. The 5 Lowe's machine makes his way on through on that bottom line, as Timothy Pope now going to try to follow him here as they go down to that apron line. Got to watch out for that transition. It can really upset that race car.
Alan Keelan's joining us over there on the YouTube chat, our buddy who fills in sometimes for us when we're not around here. He said, "What's up, guys?" He said, "Tell Adam, let's go Phillies."
Hey, the Astros already got a home run on the board there. Keelan, you need to hang tight. Sit in your chair. So far, so good over here. Good to see him or hear from him. I thought he was racing, man. He usually has racing.
I wonder if he DNF'd or something. Alan, let us know. Chris Goins said the 6 has some bad juju on it, and he's also said that good thing Vince Short isn't out there right now. He likes to hit the 6. Right, Vince? Vince with the laughing emoji there. I guess they have a little bit of history out there.
Well, I saw the bumper, the 110, trying to get underneath the bumper, the 751. That would have made for a disaster. You cannot bump draft in these cars.
No. It lifts the rear tires off the ground in a hurry just because of the way that car is shaped. Ewan said they're off tonight in that other league, so that's why he's watching tonight. Thanks for spinning it with us there, Kewins. After the race, I'm sure we'll drink a couple cold ones with him.
Yeah, it's taking a look at that 110 of Richard Michelob Gray. He's up 11 spots right now, just outside of this top 10. Michelob being one of those guys that we typically see him do pretty well at those plate track style of races, not necessarily these mile and a halfs and shorters, but having a pretty good run here tonight.
He probably has his great-great-grandson behind the wheel racing for him, so that's probably what's happening.
And his kid, yeah.
Yeah, I hope he has a good race. I love to joke with him. He's a great guy, great for the community here at Num Thumbs Racing, too.
He's been on that DayZ server quite a bit over there in Num Thumbs gaming community. Oh man, it's too scary. You probably wouldn't be able to play it. Yeah, it's a zombie survival building game. It's crazy.
So it's like Minecraft for like a crackhead or something.
Oh, but it looks real, man, and the maps are huge.
No, thank you. I don't like clowns either. Is there clowns again?
Sure.
Okay. Well, hey,
you get us a clown mod for it, maybe.
We're not worried about DayZ. Brown, there's a lot of good racing here, and I see, looks like, who's moving up Rich Blake in the 53, the 62 and the 53 having a little battle.
Yeah, that 62's been stalking that 53 for a little while now. It is hunting season out there for most people, so that's an accurate term. Here's the 62 now looking down underneath that 53, trying to get that pass done here. I don't know if he's going to quite get that bumper clear, as the outside line is going to get the run coming off of this corner. And that's what we kind of see here as, you know, it's one of those places where, especially when the tires run out, it gets very tough to pass, like either the high side or the low side, just because everyone essentially evens out on the pace. You get, yeah, you're going a little bit quicker around the track because it's a shorter way around it on that bottom side, but the top side, man, you're keeping, you know, the miles per hour up there just a little bit more.
Yeah, and you're not having to put as much wheel into it, which is going to save that right front just a little bit more than if you were running on the low end there. Well, we know a few guys used their first fast repair already after that early caution, but it's great to see good green flag stretch of laps here.
Yeah, that we have as we kind of watch these guys go side by side. It's now going to be the 34 and the 62 going side by side. They've got Mike Adamson in the 60 and Brian Neff sitting right there behind them. They're waiting to continue to climb up. Oh, as the 72, Carson Conway sneaks up, snags that outside wall. We also have a battle going on back here for 15th and 14th. Holmberg, Larson, side by side, as well as Timothy Pope finds his way on up into second. He's trying to figure out and get a good run here on the race leader, John Ross, right now. Doing a pretty good job running up there on that high side.
70 was in the wall there, Adam. Did you see that? He kind of scraped it for a while there. Lost some spots, too.
Yeah, he did. Looks like the 92, Timothy Stubblefield, just got his act together here. It looks like he's going to try to make a run. Sitting 18th, but he's still on the lead lap, so he'll be fine if we can just keep pushing through here.
Allie Odinson joining us saying, hey, AAA, racing from the bleachers. He's still recovering from foot surgery, so maybe next week he'll be joining us. Hopefully so, Valley. Be good to see you back in a car here.
As side by side they go here for the race lead, 728 of Pope, and we got that 99 of John Ross side by side as they come back down and across the line here, completing lap 28 completing lap 27 onto lap 28. Still going to be side by side as they enter turns 1 and 2. And you know what? I think Pope has a smart idea here, being able to run that top side. Ross was giving it to him here. It might take him a little bit longer to get that pass done, but which he is now able to do. But he's able to just stay in it that much longer, as well as save those all-important tires while doing it.
Well, I mean, I didn't even realize Tim Pope was in the race. I mean, that's how, like, he's just quiet and sneaky. And we're not going to see him leave the front. I pretty much guarantee that the rest of the race. He knows how to save his tires, so we're just going to see him the rest of the night. That's for sure.
Yeah, 76 of Jeff Ottinger is trading spots consistently here with that 53 of James Bowden. They've been side by side here for quite a little while. That 76 machine having a pretty good night so far, up 7 spots for himself here as he still goes side by side with that 53 machine. Same thing with James Bowden having a pretty good night, up 5. Mark Collins in the 23 machine. Don't sleep on him either. He's been pretty quiet here tonight, not making too much noise passing wise to like get attention, but he's already up 8 spots to get up here into 4th, and he's chasing down that 5 of Nicholas Coate to crack that top 3.
Now Valley over there on YouTube letting us know that James Bowden's nickname is Slim. He already got a nickname there, Adam. We don't even have to think of one point.
Is it Bowden or Bowden? I always say Bowden because of Bobby Bowden.
You know what? We're gonna have to ask him.
Yeah, we can't be playing around. We need to know how to pronounce Slim's name. Rich Blake in the 62's having a heck of a race still, battling it out with the 751 right now.
Yeah, all racing inside this top 10. You got that Jeff Ottinger and Brian Neff going side by side now. Ottinger kind of slowly losing some positions here, fighting those old tires here just a little bit. Adamson up here inside this top 10 as well. You also got David R. Harden. He's out here racing. He's got this whole crew right in front of him here. So you can kind of pick and choose who his next target's going to be.
Yeah, he's got a Kepler in front of him here. Look at this. Ottinger, Neff. Good little battles. We try to find us a battle in the background. See what else is happening back here.
Oh, well, we got Stubbs. The Stubb Nation will be happy to hear about that. Continuing to make his charge, trying to climb back up through this field. He's side by side right now with that 55 Tom Barish, but he's got a whole bunch of people in front of him. If he's able to get around that 55 here, he can definitely make some passes happen, as we still have some racing going on up here in that group with Blake, Ottinger, Adamson, and Harden. Looks like the 62 of Blake was able to just get clear of Ottinger there. So now 751 Mike Adams is going to try to take a crack at passing that 76 machine. We also had Cole Larson in that 19 machine. He's been creeping up on that 63 of Dave Holmberg here, trying to figure out a way to get around him. And man, this has been some good racing. We've had a long green flag run now, and I think we're going to be creeping up on some green flag pit stops.
I think you're right. I hope these guys practice their pit entry.
they better have, because it's going to be ugly if they hadn't. It's definitely going to be tough getting down in the pit road.
45 miles an hour is pretty slow for a 1.5 mile pit.
Yeah,
So that's what it is.
They're coming off that corner in the middle 150s. So that's going to be tough to slow it down. So that'll be something to look forward to.
So we had a great little battle going on there with the 23 and the 5. Mark Collins able to chase down that 5 of Nick Coate. Now sliding up into a podium spot. Oh, gets up into the outside wall, scrubbing a little bit of speed. So the 5 is now going to go back around him, underneath him here. And, man, all that hard work just immediately goes to waste, and right back to that battle goes the 23 of Mark Collins.
Valley Odinson says he thinks that Slim's name's pronounced bow like bow and arrow, James Bowden.
Oh, so Brown's right, as usual.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes us look dumb again.
If we're wrong, we'll hear about it. That's all good. As long as we fix it, that's all I care about. Lauren Stubblefield says, "Go Timmy!" Stub Nation out there represented. Jennifer Ray is here as well with Stub Nation. Quite a following out there.
And they're all around Tennessee, if I remember.
Yeah. They're Tennesseans. Yep.
Yeah, I love that place. Beautiful. And I think they do a lot of shots when there's a crash in Tennessee, is what we've been paying attention to.
That's the rumor.
No crashes yet tonight except one.
No, as we have a great battle going on for the race lead still. Tim Pope able to pass John Ross, but hasn't been able to run away from him here. John been doing a great job. As long as he can make consistent laps, he's been kind of falling off, making a few mistakes here and there as we're getting our first start of signs of pit stops. Here's the 60 of Brian Neff makes his way on down to the pits.
Speaking of Tennessee, some bad news out of Tennessee today, out of Memphis specifically. We lost the killer today. Jerry Lee Lewis passed away. There were some false reports a couple days ago, but I guess it's from somebody that knew it was coming.
Yeah, he was in bad shape.
Yeah, it was. Rest in peace, killer.
He had an interesting life, let's put it that way, but a great musician, great talent.
Now, he would have had some mosh pits if they were if they were a thing back in the day. Jerry Lee would have had some mosh pits, I guarantee you. That guy was wild, setting pianos on fire and stuff.
Yeah, speaking of mosh pits, our good friend Albert Anderson not racing with us here tonight because he got sick probably from one of those mosh pits over there at that.
So Iron Maiden, yeah.
That you could see a mosh pit there at Maiden.
Oh, I don't doubt it. They were probably banging heads. And sweat was flying everywhere. And tears. Yeah, you're gonna get sick of something like that. But luckily, he's all right enough to, kind of watch the race. We need to get him back out here on the track because that 747 sure is looking good this year.
Yeah, you got the 76 of Ottinger right now battling with that 34 of Harden. Looks like the 76 making up the moves, getting more and more people coming on down into the pits. Collins, Holmberg, some of the latest takers, as well as here comes James Bowden. Yeah. That's leaving some people to continue to fight up this leaderboard.
And he's around getting into the pits.
Holmberg had to come back down because of a penalty, it looks like. Black flag.
A little tricky down there. Carson Conway is the one that kind of spun there. Here they come, Brown. Everybody's going to make a run at it.
So we take a repeat look here at what happened with the 72. Not quite able to get it. Oh! Hits the inside wall as well. I think maybe just squeezing that brake pedal just a little too much. As you're right, Adam, we're seeing a big chunk of traffic now come on down. You got Adamson, you got Harden, you got Hoytsma, and you got Stubbs coming on down into pit lane. John the Boss Ross was able to get back around Timothy Pope there, as I have a feeling these guys are starting to think about coming down into the pits, and that is exactly what they do. Nick Coate going to stay out here an extra lap, pick up some lead lap bonus points. I don't know if they do it, but I'm just going to say it anyway.
They did end up holding the 72 also for that unsafe pit entry, so he had to spend a little extra time down there.
Ooh. Bill pitting. Rich Blake calling out his pitch in 62. Well, what does it do to a race when we spread out the pits so much? I mean, are we having to wait for a caution to get everybody bunched back together? Or how does it
work? You would think so, but we've seen this season. Sorry to talk over you there, Alan, but
you good?
We've seen it before where it takes a while, but we'll see these guys get all grouped back up together. It's a great thing about iRacing is the pit strategy can take you a good chunk away. However, if your speed is about the same as someone else's, you always find yourself kind of almost magnetized to be racing against them.
Tom Barish and Cody Bickler both posted black flag speeding coming into the pits. Strikes again, boys.
Richard Gray is up 21 spots, but I think he's calling his pits, so he's about to come down.
That he is trying to ride that apron line here. Interesting. This is going to actually slow his pit time down quite a bit rather than waiting until the exit of, towards the exit of 3 and 4 here. He got down onto that apron really early. So the other racers are going to appreciate that because he's down out of the way. Problem is, he's going to lose a whole chunk of time compared to these guys that are trying to pit at speed, as Derek Welsh is going to lead here. He's got Steve Singer as well on that lead lap with him. They're about 8 seconds apart, so about a quarter of a lap apart from each other as these guys with the fresh tires make their way on around that number 1.
I've heard some folks saying too that they hadn't been able to find the AAA broadcasting video for some of the races sometimes until the next day. That's why we post the link on the Facebook page as well. So before it gets posted as a searchable video on YouTube, you can still watch it anytime between now and then if you follow the link over there on the Facebook page. So if y'all want to watch it again later and you don't want to wait till tomorrow, just check out the Facebook page. It's right there for you.
Use your Googler, man. That thing, it'll come around. Check out the AAA broadcasting page on YouTube. You can always figure out that way. Derek Welch had an issue, man.
Oh no, Derek Welsh trying to come on down into his pits. I wonder what happened there. Let's go ahead and see what happened with DW. Gotta rewind it here, I think, a little bit.
He just had a late break trying to get into the pits. I don't know if it caused him an unsafe pit entry, but I guarantee it slowed him down quite a bit.
I'm not seeing a flag for him.
He was able to at least get onto pit lane before that commitment cone down there.
Barely, right?
Barely. I think that's what caused that 72 machine to have his penalty. Was he ended up kind of driving back around it, doing a figure 8 around that cone. I think that's what he got that unsafe pit entry for. So we're gonna be A-okay there for that one of Derek Welsh as Steve Singer comes on down and Chris Klein as well, completing our pit cycle here today. Things will try to figure and shuffle on out here in just a second as the 99 of John Ross gets that lead back. Timothy Pope about a second and a half right behind him here up 14 spots, having a great race. We saw that the 23 of Collins, he's come out of the pits with the 5 of Coate and the 60 of Neff around the same area here. So we're going to have a pretty good battle here for one of these top 3 spots to try to sneak up there to get a podium as we continue this green flag run here from Kansas, approaching lap 50 out of 130.
Albert Anderson joining us over there on YouTube. Of course, he's not racing tonight. He said, I have discovered that too much NyQuil will make you hallucinate. Good thing I'm not out on the track tonight. Yeah, he'd definitely get a DUI out there running with that much NyQuil in his blood. I hope you get better, buddy. We miss seeing you out here on the track.
Oh, that stuff's good for you. Just be careful. You follow the what it says on the jar of it. Don't do anything extra over there, Albert. Gotta be careful. We need you back in the race car.
Maybe drinking some stuff out of a jar is probably what he should be drinking instead of that nasty old NyQuil.
Yeah, a little moonshine, homemade remedy stuff.
Oh, homemade cough medicine. Or make you a toddy. I trust that before NyQuil.
Yeah, you got the
acetaminophen in it.
Got that one of Derek Welsh after his pit cycle here. He's going to be 1 lap down. He's racing with the 69, Larry Dickerson, after getting that black flag penalty here off of one of those restarts. Trying to get up into one of those lucky dog spots in case we do have a caution here. So these guys are going to be fighting it out. I believe Holmberg is in that fight as well as Chris Klein. So they got some climbing to do still. Oh, no! Looks like I didn't see exactly who that was. I think that might have been, no, it wasn't Richard Michelob Gray, trying to figure out whose paint scheme that was, but someone got up into that outside wall, able to save it just enough, but definitely scrubbing some speed off of that race car.
Yeah, pretty good race so far. Like shooting dice in Waco, though. Yahtzee.
guys are having a heck of a time out there. I guarantee you that they're having a lot of fun. Brown, these Arca cars, they do have some downforce to them, and of course that translates into taking air off the nose of the car behind you. How much front grip are these guys losing in that dirty air?
They're losing a good chunk here. You can actually see a good example of that here as the 34 in front of that 62 racing for some spots here to stay inside this top 10. The 62 washes up the track just a little bit outside of where that 34 is, and that's where you'll finally get some air to get that car to sit back down onto the racetrack. You see it a lot in the Indy cars more than you'll see in any of these NASCAR kind of races, as those winged cars definitely require much more downforce than these guys do, setup-wise and whatnot. But you can see here now that the 34's been picking up a pretty, or excuse me, the 62's been picking up a pretty good run. Rich Blake trying to get around to that 34. Looks like he will do that here as they're going to trade some spots.
DW making a pass on the 69 Tire Pros machine on the outside. Made that outside line work. That was a great one to watch. Now the 69 is scrubbing the wall. Ooh, he held on to it. He lost a lot of momentum there.
Yeah, that he did, as well as a lot of paint, as now the 63 of Holmberg's coming up on the outside here. Let's see who gets the big time run out of this one. Looks like he might have backed out of it just a little bit. So Dickerson is going to be able to hold on to that spot at least for now. You got Hoytsma and Blake relatively close to each other here. Same thing with Harden trying to get back up into it inside of this race. You got the 751, Mike Adamson kind of stuck between Bowden and Neff right now, as Bowden almost tagging that outside wall coming out of turn number 2. Trying to get that 53 Fujifilm machine back up inside this top 5 and trying to climb up to get a podium here.
Sean Reese with Stub Nation out there. Thank you so much, Sean, for joining us. We appreciate you. Got 19 thumbs up on this video already, and we got 19 people watching. So thank y'all so much for the support. We sure appreciate it. If you haven't already, you can subscribe, and that way you know when we're going to be broadcasting next if you hit the bell thing. Rebecca Davis saying, let's go Stubbs. They're really out there tonight for Stub Nation. Timmy's got so much support out here.
As it looked like the 43, Cody Bickler, he might have had a little bit of an issue. He's been down there in the pits for quite a while. He went down onto the apron. Don't know what was going on with that 43 machine, but he just almost looked like he was trying to drive it down back to where the garages are, parks it on the infield, and then takes a tow here. So hope that 43 machine is going to be okay to get back up and running, as we now got a good battle going on around that 76 of Jeff Ottinger. He and Dave Hoytsma just traded some positions here, as well as Brian Neff. He's been caught up by that 751 of Mike Adamson, the silent assassin. You won't hear a peep from that 751 machine until you kind of anger him a little bit, maybe with some hard racecraft, but he's looking pretty good here, trying to chase down that 60.
Silent assassin. If you hear him coming, you're already dead.
Well, I hope Bickler's okay. You know, I hope he's not doing one of those Kyle Busch things where he just drives the damn thing to the hauler.
He might have something going on at the house. Oh, what were you saying?
You know how Kyle Busch just throws a tantrum and puts it at the hauler.
Yeah, he does.
Takes a nap. Hope he gets back out there, Bickler. Kind of spread out now. Let's see here. Derek Welch and Steve Singer. I don't know if they're on the same lap or not, but they're kind of battling.
Carson Conway having some connection issues. I believe his quality number's down to about 15.
How do you
Hopefully.
know? Where do you get all that technical information?
It's on the entries screen.
Oh, I thought you did some special.
Oh, yep. Packet loss. They just booted him. So hopefully Carson Conway, the driver of the 7-2, able to reconnect and come back into the race.
Ooh, it's looked like Stubbs there, hard into the outside wall, able to keep it at least on the track, but scrubbed a lot of speed as he was in that battle with the 6 of Steve Singer. Looked like I think that was the one of Derek Welsh kind of in the middle of that one as well, as he continues to try to pick up spots to get back towards the lucky dog spot and hopefully onto this lead lap. That battle up here around Jeff Ottinger has kind of cooled down a little bit, but don't you worry, the 62 of Rich Blake is looking to heat that thing right back on up.
Yeah, and as these guys are putting laps down here, we got a second to talk about it. TrackDogsRacing.com. Get your Num Thumbs racing gear out there. You can get all kinds of racing gear. I don't know if the site is down at the moment, Brown, or it's under construction. They're redoing a lot of stuff, but we got our T-shirts in the mail. They were sharp, good looking, quality. TrackDogsRacing.com.
Well, check out Jeff Ottinger and this 76 machine. I love this paint. It's painted up like a Dodge Charger. Love the sponsor too. Big ass fans. Have you seen fans built by this company?
Oh yeah, I want one for my shop.
I've seen some that are 20 foot across, and they just move air like a hurricane through a warehouse. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Big ass fans. That's an aptly named company right there. Very accurate.
I'd love to have one.
As the 62 gearhead machine was able to get that pass done on Jeff Ottinger there in that 76. As we continue to move on along, Timothy Pope catching back up here to that 99 of John Ross. He was running a little bit slower here for a while. Ross was able to hold on to that lead. You now got the Michelob machine, Richard Gray, kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place as he's in the middle of this battle for first. Going that one lap down, currently in that lucky dog position here as Timothy Pope looks to the outside, looks back to the inside here, going to try to slingshot it around that 110 machine and try to follow and chase that 99 machine on through.
Yeah, Richard ain't going to fight him too hard. Check out the sponsor on the leader's car there as well. Bully Dog Coffee Company there. If you're a dog lover, you got to love that picture that's on the hood there. Pretty cool.
Oh man, I love my dogs. And I hate them. They're so dumb. But they're
Mine's
cute.
a stubborn, spoiled little Frenchy brat.
You got a German Shepherd that's dumb as a box of rocks.
Bob is a cool dog, though.
Yeah, I love Bob. Bob is alright.
At least if somebody trying to come around your place, you know that Bob might scare him off.
Just looking at him, he looks scary, but he's a teddy bear.
Just look at mine and probably laugh.
Frenchy.
Valley Odinson with a joke there for you, Adam and Alan. I already know the punchline to this one, so I won't ruin it.
Adam, you take this one, buddy.
Hang on now. Alright, so. Alright, I'm not the good jokester, but I don't know the answer, but he says, he's got a joke for us. What do you call two crows standing side by side? Oh, well, I don't know.
Oh, we'll find out here in just a second.
Brown, you already know the answer?
I do, yeah. It's good. You'll laugh.
Alright, we're waiting for it, Valley.
Things continuing to race along here. Got that 76 of Ottinger now facing a challenge from the 34 of David Harden. Harden trying to continue his climb up here into this top 10. Timothy Pope still trying to figure out a way to get around that 99 of John Ross as we're just past halfway here a little bit on lap number 69.
Okay.
Two crows standing side by side is attempted murder.
Because
That's
a murder of crows is a group of crows. An attempted murder, only got two of them. I guess that doesn't qualify.
yeah, so it's attempted. And that's getting into some real crow stuff. I saw some crows on my game cam, and I was a little mad because they were stealing all the corn. Tom
Don't
Bears,
do that, man.
ooh, 55 had a little rough run. Ross almost got into him.
Oh,
You need a jug
boy.
of Avapel. That's what you need. That'll keep the crows off your corn.
And 55, Tom Bearish not having the night he wanted here, riding around in 20th right now. He's tagged that outside wall a few times and just not running very quick out here tonight. but thankfully able to avoid catastrophe as the leaders go side by side right in front of them here. Timothy Pope and John Ross battling for the race lead here as Mark Collins makes his second pit stop of the night.
Albert Anderson said 3 of his buddies are in the top 5. Go get them, boys. It's got to be tough being a spectator when you love to race so much. But this dude's here for moral support for his team.
Timothy Pope.
Last. Oh, go ahead, buddy.
No, I was going to say Timothy Pope with a run on the outside lane, able to get back around John Ross here, picking up that race lead here. Once again, you got James Bowden back here going side by side with the 79 of Dave Hoytsma. One's all the way up at the wall, the other one's all the way down against that white line as they come on down the front straightaway here. So making use of the entire race track here tonight are those two drivers.
These guys getting about 40, 42 laps out of the first set of tires. That means we're going to start seeing some pit stops here in about another, 10, 12 laps or so?
Yeah, I think so. That's about right. I mean, you're doing Louisiana high math, so
well,
I go with you.
I didn't take into account the caution either, so we've only had one caution so far.
Yeah, early it was 2 or 3 laps, first couple. Within the first couple laps, so I think it puts us on right what you said, about 82, 85?
80, 85, yeah, somewhere there.
Ooh, that'll be an interesting thing to watch. So we don't know if it's just for tires that they're pitting or if it's also like that because they're really running out of fuel. I think fuel's going to be close as well. But if they're pitting here on 84, 85, that leaves about 45 laps until the end. And that could be cutting it extremely close on fuel. And we could see some just quick splash and goes here at the end.
Well,
I love it when you get in a bind and you see those late stage, in the race, splash and goes. You see some guys doing some pretty great pit stops out there.
Yeah, and English and I are not geniuses here. We're just kind of, I'm going with him.
I haven't claimed it.
I wish I was in that casino right there on the side of the track. That seems like a fun place to be in Kansas, watching the race at the casino.
You
got a casino at the track?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
You had Brian Neff and David Harden coming on down into the pits. Steve Singer and Jeff Ottinger have a battle up inside this top 10 right now. Stubbs making his way up here into the top 10 as we're seeing our second round of pit cycles happen. Still side by side, though, is that 6 and the 76. The 6 took a minute to get going here, but ever since kind of that first round of pit stops, man, he's I think he entered focus mode now, and he's starting to climb up this leaderboard.
Timmy Stubblefield out there, the leader's running him down here. Looks like he's trying to stay on the lead lap, but have they gone around him already here?
No, not quite yet.
Not yet. Okay.
You can see them.
Timing here.
You can see them in their back window as they try to chase him down. He's about almost halfway down the back straightaway as they're coming out of turn number 2 there. So they are catching up to him, but with the impending pit stops coming up here in just a few laps, he just might be able to stay on the lead lap here.
Well, I think he was on the lead lap right now. The Astros. Tucker, number 30 for them. Quite the night, guys.
He's got a buzzer underneath that shirt.
Easy. Those days are over. They're not cheating anymore. They weren't even cheating back then.
I'll ask our friend Eric Fiorello, who's got some family in the sanitation business. They know everything about trash cans.
Oh, Lord.
Well, either way, we're still having a pretty good race up here for this battle for the race lead. Pope, who got around Ross a few laps ago, just not quite able to drive away from that 99. The 99 sticking right to that back bumper of the 728. This has been a great battle that we've been watching up here at the front. These guys running two completely different style of racing here. As the 99, he's been running that low line very consistently here, not really hugging up at the wall, versus Timothy Pope, who barely has drifted down to that white line at all and just stays up next to that wall.
Adam, you hear the radio lighting up down there? It looks like some guys getting ready.
Yeah, they're coming down. Gray, Bowden, and a couple others. They're letting everybody know they're coming down.
So second round of pit stops now underway. These guys that are pitting here on lap 80, man, I think if it was me, I would struggle on those older tires for as long as I can here, especially if I have the fuel, because it's now, you know, essentially 50 laps for them to try to make it to the end, and I don't know if they can make it 50 laps on this fuel tank.
They may not have it. I know a couple of those cars pitted in the late 30s, around lap 37. So I'm not seeing the lap number on them anymore. So at least one or two of those cars that just pitted, they were close on fuel already.
As we continue to have green flag racing here from Kansas Motor Speedway, we got the 82 laps out of 130 now in the books, and continuing to race along here with a quite pleasantly green flag race, other than that kind of like lap 1.5 accident that we had early on to kind of put a pause in the action, but everything looking a-okay since then. We got the 60 of Brian Neff on those new tires, catching up to some of these guys with old tires. Oh, we're going to have an incident here as the 60 goes on around, gets stacked up with some people, bringing out the yellow flag as Timothy Pope was coming down into the pits.
And I think that's what caused everything. Pope called it out, and wow.
I hope Pope doesn't get a black flag for entering a closed pit, because he was almost to the commitment cone when the yellow came out, so he might get hit with a black flag. That'd be devastating for the 728.
Man, it's the 60 just drifted up the track. Kind of looked like I gotta go back and kind of watch from John Ross, because it looked like he might have been slowing up a little bit here too. He also had the 34 trying to sneak around up his inside here, so he might have been running a little. He was running a little, definitely a little slower. So I don't know if Ross was trying to come on down late after hearing Pope call it out to try to pit with him here.
Match him, and
oh man, just with the 60 of Neff coming on around, man, everything got all tightened back up.
I think you may be onto something there, Brown, because he sure was going slow on the track.
Well, either way,
he was up so high. Wow.
Second caution of the evening, as we're going to get everybody all grouped back up together here. Lap 84 out of 130. Got Rich Blake now. He's going to be holding that lead spot as the... looks like he might have stayed out here. I think he might be coming on down here late. Got Nick Coates, Steve Singer, Jeff Ottinger, Robert Amaral, all making use of this yellow flag here. Cole Larson is still out there. Chris Klein as well. And with all of that, I believe Timothy Stubblefield, oh no, he had already pitted back on lap 79. And so he was not in that lucky dog spot. That lucky dog spot ended up going, I believe, to the one of Derek Welsh, who's now getting his lap back.
Him or Collins? Was it Welch?
I think it was Welch. I'm pretty sure Welch was a lap down. Collins was not quite yet.
Just heard a engine blow up sound. Not sure who that was. It could have been car involved in the spin.
So,
Well, interesting turn of events. These guys are going to be able to save a little fuel under caution here. I still don't think they're going to have enough gas to finish this thing. I see them coming down at least one more time for a splash and go, especially if we see a green-white checker here. We're going to have some guys running on fumes out there.
with that, you are not kidding. But it also, do you take the gamble and take tires that time that you come down here for the last time?
Under green or under caution? If it's under green, I'm not. I'm just splash and go and get the hell out of there. If it's under caution, yeah, I'm gonna throw 4 brand new Goodyears on. If I have them left.
I'm going to save, but if I have a few left, yeah, I'm going to take them. So I think everybody's going to have their own little thought process behind it, depending on how many tires sets they have left, too.
Indeed, as we're under yellow flag conditions here right now at Kansas Motor Speedway, we got Nick Coate going to be starting up at the front with the 6 of Steve Singer. You also are going to have the 76 of Ottinger up there, as well as the 99 of John Ross, 62 Rich Blake there as well. You got the 70 Robert Amaral up there as well. Timothy Pope, Mike Adamson, Chris Klein, and Mark Collins all up inside this top 10. Whole bunch of people kind of still stuck one lap down right now. That's David. I believe that's going to be no, David Harden's getting the wave around here. So a lot of people getting some laps back here. Larry Dickerson, I don't know if he quite made it. It's one of those because of how everything was cycling on through. He might not have been in just the right spot, and it doesn't look so. If he was up a few more physically on the track forward a few more spots, he might have gotten that to wave around, but he will still be stuck one lap down. But he is going to be in that lucky dog spot as the lights on the pace car are off and we get ready to go back to green flag racing.
Yeah, some of these guys are going to get trapped down a lap, unfortunately, but maybe they'll get a chance to get it back here soon as these guys approach the Geico restart zone.
That they do, and away they go. The 5 getting a good restart there on that bottom line, able to leapfrog out in front of that 6 of Steve Singer. The 76 of Jeff Ottinger is going to try to follow him on through here on that bottom line as they go side by side. 76 and the 6 behind him. You got good racing going on still, as well as Rich Blake and John the Boss Ross battle hard here. The 69 machine able to figure a way on around here. That's Larry Dickerson continuing to try to fight. He's going to try to get his lap back the hard way here as the 751 is 3 wide here with the 55 and the 70 getting sandwiched here through the middles of 3 and 4. Going to be still side by side as they come back down and across the line. All this happening right in front of our good friend there, Bowden, sitting right behind him watching this crazy action. 751 looks like that middle line just had enough good run there and was low enough on the track, able to sneak through and get that position. But don't you worry, that could heat back up here in just a second as the 70 machine looked like he was going to try to maybe split the gap, as well as Nick Coate continues to put some good laps up here, up at the front. You got Derek Welch and Dave Hoytsma about ready to battle it out here, trying to figure out who wants to continue to climb up this long list of leaderboard here. You got Hoytsma on that outside, almost 3 wide again back here, as it looked like Harden was trying to get up here into the mix.
Yeah, that first 3 wide that we just saw, Tom Harris just backed out of it. He said, I don't want nothing to do with this. It was tough enough going through the wide part of the track with you guys. Tri-oval in play there, the infield in play.
Well, Gray and Collins are battling out here. Mark Collins and Richard Gray. But Gray's not even on the same lap. Go Richard in that Michelob. Kind of fools me every once in a while. He runs real well, and then we lose him for a little bit.
Well, that's one of his friends out there too, Mark Collins. So they're just having a little fun with each other, I think.
Oh, John Ross scraping that outside wall just a little bit, opening the door for that 70 of Robert Amaral to make his way on down through on that far low line, coming through that tri-oval section of the front straightaway here. You also got Chris Klein in the 13 trying to climb his way back on up, as Nick Coate getting caught up by that 76 of Jeff Ottinger now, trying to make a big push with Steve Singer right behind him here. Timothy Pope continuing to have some good battles. He's got the 62 of Rich Blake in his sights right now.
Talking about the pit strategy, Albert Anderson says 4 tires every time. if you've got enough tires out there, you should be taking tires every single pit stop.
Was that him or talking, or is that the NyQuil talking, or is he trying to bait somebody into something? Is he
Might be
doing some
hallucinating again. I don't
Is
know.
he doing some gamesmanship? No, I kind of agree. I would grab tires every time you can.
Well, as they say, you never know, except you do know when it's, 60% of the time, it works every time. As up at the front, you got the 5 having a great battle here. That's that 69 machine of Larry Dickerson getting his lead lap back the hard way here, being able to get back to the front of this field. I think he benefited from where he started here. Not a whole lot of traffic set in front of him, able to fight his way back on front. So now he's going to wait and be patient here, trying to pick up another caution so he can get looped back around and basically just for free, not even with the lucky dog, maintain that lead lap position here.
Unlapping yourself like that is very difficult, but he is the pole sitter today, and heck of a job out there to work your way back up to the front of this thing. Vincent Short saying, come on, Steve Singer in that 6 machine. Get this thing done, son. He's up there in 4th right now, battling up from starting in 11th. Steve Singer in the 6th.
He's doing pretty good. It looked like Timothy Pope able to get around him here as he looks like Rich Blake now catching up to that 6 machine. You got the 62 in that gray, and then the 6 in the gray, and you got the 62 in that orange machine as Nick Coate trades positions here with Jeff Ottinger, and here comes Timothy Pope. Looks like he was able to get down into the pits just before it closed, so he did not go a lap down or anything or face any penalties there as the 5 of Coate runs that outside lane as the 728 makes his way on through. 76 now, though. He's not going to get bullied by that 728 of Pope. He's going to battle as hard as he can up here at that front.
Here's 2 guys I'm really impressed with tonight. Singer and Blake, and they're battling it out, I think, right here for 4 and 5. Steve Singer in the 6, and Rich Blake in the 62 Gearhead Chevrolet.
And don't you dare take your eyes off that car that's behind him. You got the ninja silent assassin of Mike Adamson been creeping on up as these guys battle hard.
Chris Goins out there on YouTube as well saying, let's go Singer. Singer got some fans out there. Singer, a fellow broadcaster as well, out there racing his butt off tonight. Trying to stay in the top 5 right now.
Man, he can broadcast and race. I
can do it all.
I can do one or the other. I had to retire from race. Good to see him having a heck of a race.
You're like the John Madden of this team, and Alan's like the Pat Summerall. I'm not sure where I fit in.
Yeah. That hillbilly that was on Monday Night Football.
Don Meredith?
Yeah.
Dandy Don?
Yeah, there you go.
He was a Texas boy.
Yeah, that's perfect for you, son.
There you go. All right, I'll be Dandy Don. Don't make me sing Turn Out the Lights when this thing's over though.
Well, you might.
Got the 92 of Stubbs having a good battle with Larson here, trying to continue their climb up this leaderboard, crack up inside that top 10. We all know Stubbs really loves it when he gets up in there into that top 10. Let's see what he's got here in the remainder of this race, closing in on 30 laps to go as Ottinger continuing to hold off that charging 728 of Timothy Pope. I think he's learned from watching Pope here this race that Pope really loves riding that outside lane. Pope now trying to run the inside line as he tries to fight around the 76. Looks like he will just be able to do it. Slides back up the track from going down to that far inside apron line here through that tri-oval front section. And that's going to leave the door open a little bit for that 5 of Nicholas Coate to try to come on through. If I'm 76 of Ottinger, I'm saying, Coate, don't battle me here. If we work together, we could possibly stay with that 728 machine.
That's hard to do, though, isn't it, Adam? Just letting somebody have a position so you can, maintain some speed, but kind of goes against everything that you feel as a race car driver.
It's definitely not in their nature. That's why if you can have a real life crew chief to let you have another brain to think about. Hey, let him go. We're going to get him a little bit later. Save. And that's what happens in real NASCAR. Some of these guys are not afforded that opportunity to have an extra pair of eyes.
And Adam, I compare it to, the running back who has the frame of mind and who's in that place where he knows to just sit down on the 1 yard line so they can keep that clock running instead of scoring the touchdown. So it goes against everything you feel like you need to do as a running back. But yeah, sometimes you got to do the smart thing.
Just another piece of strategy out here on these ovals, which I love.
I love it.
Not a right turn guy. This is a really, really neat track, and I guarantee all these guys are having a blast out here on this race.
It's the 62 and the 751 having a great battle here, trying to battle for this top 5 spot right now. Adamson and Blake side by side into turns 1 and 2. Looked like the 62 machine making use of that apron line in that tri-oval section of the front straightaway here. Diving on down. He's going to try to do a 2-for-1 here with a big run, trying to get up to the inside of the 6 as well. Trying to leapfrog a couple spots here. Not quite able to make that one work as he gets around Mike Adamson, but Adamson's still running pretty well outside of him here.
Mike Adamson running that cool Budweiser paint scheme.
That's
sticking with the 62 here.
Early 2000s Dale Jr. scheme, if I remember right.
Well, I've drank a few Budweisers between here
Well,
and back then.
I worked for Budweiser that long ago when Dale was driving for him, and that looks like something with that B we used to use. I like the paint scheme. But there's a lot of cool paint schemes out here. And we don't have a huge crowd tonight watching, but I guarantee we're going to watch this thing at their leisure. It's Friday night. People are doing stuff. They're out there boot scooting and all that whatnot.
Well, hopefully they, contact Justin Morrow over there, the JP Designs and 3D Prints to get a car painted for them. They came online in the hour of need here for NTRL as a series sponsor.
As the battle up at the podium spots up there, Ottinger and Coate continues to boil on. You got Steve Singer and Rich Blake. Blake looked like he had a run there on the 6 just a lap or two ago. Not quite able to get it to stick, though, and he's going to drift back into the draft here of that 6 machine of Steve Singer as they battle on down this front straightaway here. Also have Larson and Bowden now catching on up into a little bit of a battle.
Out there and get it, Slim. John Ross continues to try to work his way up here. He's currently in 7th position. Got that 92 APX machine of Tim Stubblefield right behind him.
99 not running as quick as he once was. I think he might have snagged that outside wall just a little too hard there on that last restart. He was battling it pretty hard and ends up, just running a little bit slower because we did see Ross. I mean, he started up at the front, but he was running very quickly up there and was able to run away from the field, but not being able to do that right now.
Albert Anderson pointing out on YouTube something that we've seen quite a bit of tonight. He said, wow, Ottinger been up front all night. Caution flags out. Brian Neff in the 60 in the wall again. It sounds like, is that Holmberg?
Holmberg.
That keyed up on the radio?
He got underneath him. Just a racing deal.
No malicious intent there.
No, not at all. Brown will be able to watch what happened. I think 60 came up the track just a hair, occupied the same piece of space, and just turned him.
Yeah, it might have been a missed call by the spotter there, thinking that the 60 was clear when he was not, trying to drift up the track out of the turn, and it was not clear there. Just one of those kind of a racing incident there.
Yeah, and if I'm on the lead lap and I got an extra set of tires, and I'm going to obviously check the fuel, but I'm getting those tires right now. This is a money stop, right?
That, I would say it is. This is the perfect time for these guys to come on down into the pits, get fresh tires, get full of fuel, be able to make it to the end here. As it looks like Tim Pope going to lead this field on down into pit lane. As you are right, Adam, this is definitely going to be the money stop here. As these guys continue to trickle on in. Had a couple of people, they might have been a lap down, stay on out. They're all going to get some laps back here. They may even stay out here to get that wave around from that pace car here towards the end of the caution.
So guys that have a button box, something like what SimGear Central builds, or admin box builds, or even JP designs and 3D prints, you can set that thing up to just dial in how much fuel you want as you're running down pit road here to save yourself a little bit of time. You know, you're not going to need a full tank here. Yeah, 4 tires for sure here. I'm starting to see. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, as Pope wins that battle off of pit road, it looks like everybody taking 4 tires and fuel. Ottinger, Singer, Coate, Blake, Ross, Amaral, and Bowden, and Hoytsma all coming on down into pit lane.
Oh, man, it's getting good now. This has been a great race so far. It's about to get better as we start to come down the home stretch here. We're going to restart with less than 20 laps to go here.
Yeah, this is, we're going to have a nice shootout here at the end of this thing up front. Hopefully everybody stays in their lane. You know, these fresh tires, people are going to get a little frisky out here.
And with less than 20 laps to go, these guys can kind of lean on that set of tires just a little bit harder, I think, because they don't have as many laps to go here. They don't have to be quite as conservative with this set.
Well, how about we do something that we really haven't done, is talk to a guy that's kind of out of this race but still hanging around in the Discord here and helping out his teammate. So let's go ahead and talk to the 43 of Cody Bickler. Teammate John Ross was up at the front for a good chunk of this race. Let's go ahead and talk to him, as he's probably hanging on there trying to help his teammate out. Hey, Cody, it's the guys in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
What's that?
It's the guys up in the broadcast booth. You got us pretty good?
Say that again. Sorry, I'm hard of hearing.
I got you. It's the guys up in the broadcast booth. You got us now?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, man. Well, unfortunate night for you here. Looks like you kind of called it a night, but your teammate, the boss Ross, he's doing pretty good out there. Looked a little slower on that run. Do you think this final pit stop might have allowed him to get that extra speed, get back up to the front to continue his battle with Pope?
Yeah, I'm hoping so. He was planning on gas saving until the end and running on fumes to the finish line. That was his game plan.
Well, unfortunately, you're out tonight. Looking forward to next week.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome, man. Well, we'll let you get back down there, root your teammate on, and help him on out here as we get ready to go back to some green flag racing. Thanks for taking the time to talk with us, buddy.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Sounded like they was busy strategizing.
That it was. Glad he wasn't talking about, man, if this guy does this guy do that, you got to do that, you know. We don't want to give everyone's secrets away. I mean, we love the insider information, but you never know. But either way, we're going to have these 728 of Pope and Ottinger up at the front. We're going to have Singer and Coate behind them. The boss Ross in that 99 right behind those guys as well. 6'2" Rich Blake up there. Hoytsma, Amaral, Bowden, and Adamson all up inside this top 10. Larry Dickerson started on pole here tonight He's all the way back on that lead lap now and trying to fight his way up through this field as the green flag is ready, and away we go. 17 laps left in this race. Oh, checked up start here in the back of this field. Everybody slicing and dicing, trying to get around some traffic there. Don't know exactly what happened with that checkup, but everybody, man, really struggling out there as Pope jumps up to the front by a good car length here as Ottinger and Singer battled on along. You got Coate and Blake behind him here, getting ready to heat that battle on up. You got Dickerson continuing to fight his way on through. You got Hoytsma side by side right now with, looks like that's the 79 machine here, coming down and across the line. 16 laps now left remain. Ottinger here looking to the outside of that 5, trying to get that line to really work for him here with these fresh tires, able to really make that car stick. As behind him, oh no, that's going to be the 99, hard into that outside wall, all the way back.
76 in the wall too. He's bleeding positions now, that big ass fan's Dodge Charger.
Man, and just like that, the 99 and the 76, losing all the ground that they had made up here tonight, now have to fight for it all over again as the 6 of Singer trying to fight his way on back up around that 728 of Timothy Pope here in the final few laps that we have here. 751 Mike Adamson trying to stay in front of that 99 of John Ross. You got James Bowden now in the 53. Oh no, he gets snagged up.
99. Curse of the broadcaster strikes again. Everybody's trying to dodge the 99. Oh man. Not a ton of damage on that car, it doesn't look like, but it's hard to tell with this damage model. He may have some engine trouble here.
Okay. Everybody should be okay. Who got into
Man, they look like the 13 of
53.
or excuse me, the 53 just sending it maybe a little hard into the corner. Oh man, and just gets up into that 99 and sends them for a little bit of a ride. Thankfully 99 able to hang on to it here, but having a rough go here in the final few laps.
All right, now they're getting greedy.
It's about to get nuts. Yeah, this is what I love.
And they're 53 and 99 occupying the same space. 53 going a little hot. 99 probably misjudging. No spotter was bad. Whatever, came down a bit. So I don't anticipate any fighting off of that one, even though I'd love to see the fight. I just don't see it. I think we just had a racing incident again. Well, this is only our third caution here, so it's not like we've had a bunch of them.
Fourth? Maybe fourth.
Third or fourth, but this has been a great race, fairly caution free, and we're getting aggressive here at the end, and I understand that. I mean, every spot means something to these guys out here on the track.
Every point matters, man. I mean, this guy's got a lot of racing to do left this season. Definitely don't want to leave points out there if you can pick a few up here, even if they're just attrition positions. There's still positions. There's still points. There's points to be had out here, boys. Give up.
There is, and the points, man, they are all going to matter here as we get ready to try to close in here on the final 10 or so laps left of this race. Pope, Singer up at the front, Coate, Blake up there as well, Hoytsma, Amaral, got Dickerson, you got Ottinger, got Adamson, got Bowden, Ross just outside of that top 10. He's going to try to fight through maybe a little bit of damage here. Michelob Gray back up onto, now he was going to be back up onto the lead lap. I think he's going to lose it now as he comes on down into the pit. Same thing with Stubbs trying to get back up here up this leaderboard as we come down and across the line. 12 laps, 11. So it's going to probably be 10 laps to go once we go back to green flag racing here.
Mike Adamson calling his shot over there on YouTube chat, saying it's go time now. He's going to restart in 9th, so still within striking distance here for sure. There's a lot of racing left to be done here tonight.
Man. Well, we still have at least one lap. The lights on the pace car are on, so I'm going to ask a really important question of both of you. What are y'all going to be for Halloween?
I'm gonna fill out one of those my name is name tags. I'm gonna write Ted on it and just slap it on my shirt. And if anybody else is dressed up at work and they ask me, what are you supposed to be? I'm gonna point at the name tag and say, I'm Ted.
Okay, I like that. Brown, you got anything special planned?
I am going to be, because it's a Monday night. I'm going to be broadcasting, so I'm going to be dressed up as a broadcaster.
Good job.
I'm gonna wear my costume on the air.
Get a headset, microphone. Brown, you'll be set for Monday night. That'll be fun. Halloween race. So now we're squaring back up. Got a lap to go here, and we'll be back to racing.
Yeah, that we will be, as everybody getting paired up here and ready to go back to green flag racing. Just 10 or so laps left to go once we get back to it. And man, you ain't kidding. This is man, that was weird. That was a weird voice change. But this is that go time you talk about, Adam, where everything, this long race just boils on over, and you're gonna start to see. We had a very clean race for, let's just call it 85% of this race. We had a ton of green flag laps here tonight, which was great to see. But man, we can now start to see kind of the cautions breed cautions as everybody fights hard for every position that they can.
Dippin joining us out there on YouTube saying got called out to work, so I decided to come hang out with y'all. Yeah, welcome, man. Thanks for joining us. NTG Trucking also joining us out there saying, I'm just going to be bogus for Halloween.
As side by side they go. Oh, we're already going for it in the back and bringing out that yellow flag.
What?
Is that the 99 spun his tires or something? What happened there?
Yellow. Jeff Ottinger. Oh, man, let's see what happened. He got turned hard up into that outside wall. Let's see here. Go to the chopper camera to watch that 76 big-ass... Oh, 53 was ready to go. The 76 just quite wasn't, and hard up into that outside wall. It took him a good second to get that thing refired and into gear and get back rolling here. So quick caution here. And that's just going to eat laps away here once again.
All right, I called out the wrong number there.
Well,
It looked like the 99, but it was not. It was the 76.
that was...
And, that's the thing we talk about at the plate tracks with these Arca cars here. You cannot get into the back of each other here because those bumpers are just like a door wedge. You'll get right up underneath that rear end of the car, and the guy in front of you, man, there's nothing they can do about it other than pray.
Now I hear some arguments out there. They are putting the blame on the number 70 for slowing that restart down, Robert Amaral.
70?
I think so. I think he...
Oh, okay. I thought he was referring to the 76, but it was the 70.
Well,
They're going to EOL.
I don't know. I'm gonna verify
Okay.
that.
We'll find out here in just a
I
second.
think he was just a touch slow on the restart and caused some of that issue behind him, is what they're saying. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll have to wait and see.
There was a checkup, and it was the 70 that was a little slow on that, but man, I don't know if you can call that, an at fault for the 70, though. I mean, at the end of the day, you're kind of responsible for making sure you don't hit the guy in front of you.
Well, Cole Larson,
absolutely.
glad to see this. He's getting a lap back here.
Awesome for him. Yeah, and I got a lot of little birdies in my ears. Sometimes I miss here. Let's just see if they give
Same
me
here.
well or not. But you're right. You control the front end of that race car. The problem is when we're in that real tight position, everybody's ready to go, and if somebody doesn't go, it sometimes causes that accordion effect when it's a little issue there. It's part of racing. It's hard for me to blame anyone sometimes on stuff like. As much as I like to blame people for stuff, that's the American way now. Let's just
Point
blame
finger.
everybody
Let's
for
point
something.
finger.
Oh, I didn't get a raise. Oh, everything's terrible. Let's blame somebody.
It's systematic. Well,
Yeah.
let's see here, guys. If you're one of the guys in the top couple of rows here, what's going through your mind here as we get these late cautions that are starting to stack up here? Because you get all your adrenaline's pumping, you're ready to restart. You know, you get a lap in, maybe not, and then another caution comes out. It's just taxing on these guys up here that are so close to the front and getting a win tonight. It's got to be driving them nuts.
Well, let's talk to one of those drivers. Well, how about let's talk to the 34, David Harden, holding on to a 10th place spot right now. See if we can't pull him on up here. 34, Dave Harden. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, go for Dave.
Hey, man, looking pretty good right now. Up inside that top 10. Possibly could sneak up a few more positions here. Pretty clean night so far. Had a solid run there, kind of in the long run of this race. Now closing down into it, having a few cautions here. What do you kind of have up your sleeve here, trying to maybe peek and take a few more spots from some of these guys?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess just sit here and see what unfolds and just go for it, do the best we can.
In the event you guys get another caution here, do you have another set of tires you can go to, or is this it?
Unfortunately, I'm on my last set, so hopefully we go green and we just kind of see what happens here. We'll give our best shot.
Well, they're stacking up. Good luck to you.
Yeah, amen on that.
And hopefully another guy here that won't get bit by the broadcaster curse here.
Hey, I don't believe that stuff, guys.
I didn't used to.
I don't.
It's been a long couple of seasons here, boys. We see what happened.
And let's see, we got Dakota dipping. 110's gonna creep his way back up onto victory lane. Who knows? We could possibly see that.
Niccolo, huh?
Yeah.
That's never going to happen. I don't think he's been on
man.
victory lane before. But
Vince Short
I like the
saying it's going to
positivity.
busy night for the admins here. He can see. And Valley Odinson just praying, please don't run me over. That's what he'd be saying if he was out here running. Hey, Valley, we got to get you in contact with Jonathan Osborne. He can set you up with a controller where you don't need to worry about using your feet here.
You got to use your foot, yeah.
Pace car drives on down into pit lane. 5 laps remaining here as we go back to green flag racing here, side by side up at the front. Timothy Pope getting a good restart here, able to get out around that 6 of Steve Singer, but he's going to try to run as hard as he can, get around that 728 machine. The 5 Nick Coate running pretty good on that low line as we're 3 wide behind him. Rich Blake, the sandwich in the middle. Oh no, as he goes for a ride, and we're going to be wrecking here, bringing out a yellow flag, and we're going to have green, white checker finish here from Kansas.
Slim Bowden just T-boned another car because he didn't have anywhere to go. It was Dave Hoytsma in the 79 that was spinning across the track.
yeah, 53 was trying to avoid it and lift a little bit, and he got some bad damage up front.
Oh, the 62 and the 69 just, oh man, bumping into each other there, and you got guys sliding and flying everywhere. Let's go ahead and take another look from the sponsored, not sponsored chopper camera here. 69 of Larry Dickerson. Oh man, did Dickerson come down? There was a mix of the 62 and the 69 just doing at the same time. Oh no, it's the 79 goes for that wild ride down there.
It's really hard to tell who was would
Yeah.
be at fault per se. I don't.
I ain't gonna
You're 3
call
wide.
nobody out for that.
No, you're 3 wide right there. It tightens up.
Oh man, I've got a feel for that 53 at Bowden having a very good race here tonight. Just absolutely nowhere to go as that 79 machine just kept drifting and spinning and flopping all over the place. And boy, oh boy, when you feel like you make the right call, like, yeah, I'm just going to check up, go down onto the apron here, plenty of room, I'm going to be safe, and then all of a sudden, no, you're not. Man, it's just heartbreak.
So Dippin might be onto something. Richard Gray getting his lap back here. Richard's going to be starting on the lead lap here. Don't count the man out. And
Yeah.
thank y'all so much out there. NTG Trucking said, let's show AAA some love, smash all them buttons. Thank y'all so much. We've gotten a ton of thumbs up video, thumbs up
What does
button
that
presses
even mean?
tonight.
Do we get anything extra? Do they send me a beer through my computer?
No, you don't get beer, but it helps people find the videos a lot better.
Oh, well, does
I
that get
guess.
me more beer in the future?
Probably. I'm just gonna say yes. Yes,
Okay.
you shall receive beer
Smash
with
the
each
button.
thumbs up.
I will come down the computer myself if y'all don't smash these buttons. Hit the thumbs up on this stuff because there could be free beer involved. I'm happy, but we're excited to show you all these races. This is a really cool league here, Num Thumbs Racing League. Had a really good partnership with them, and green, white checker, 1 of 3.
Ooh, we get 3 shots at this? Come on with it. Ready.
Yes, sirree. As just a reminder of the green-white checker rules for all y'all. I know we got a bunch of race fans that have been with us here and have seen plenty of them, but just in case you don't remember them, we will go back to green flag racing here, and then they'll do 1 lap around. If they're able to complete that lap and the leader takes the next flag, which will be the white flag, well, we're going to be racing here until the end. But if a caution flag comes out before that leader crosses the line taking that white flag, we will have to re-rack and do it all again. So it's essentially 2 laps to see who can finish on top here.
I think everybody should be good on fuel.
Yeah, I would assume they're.
I don't think anybody's going to run out of gas here.
Nope.
Even if we do all 3 green, white checkers. I think everybody's good.
I don't think so either. This is going to be interesting. So some of the guys who have been borderline, top 10 all night, this is where you could really let it loose and just try to send somebody, just push it as hard as you can. Once you get that final white flag, man, you can just roll with it.
All you got to do at that point is finish the race. If they take the white flag and another flag comes out, it's not going to matter. You just have to race it out. So just dodge all the mayhem and get across the finish line somehow. Don't get a DNF here. Guys, get ready to come down the backstretch here.
They do, as they go side by side, getting stuff all ready to rumble here. Timothy Pope, Steve Singer still out there side by side. Adamson continuing to try to climb up here. Right now on trying to sneak up on a podium spot. He's outside of the 5 of Nick Coate. Both drivers having a good night here. Harden and Blake. Harden, we were just talking to him here just a few laps ago, and he was intense. Well, he's now up there creeping on a top 5, so he could be in it for a chance here as the pace car peels off down onto pit road. Here we go. Green flag racing in this green-white checker. Buckle up, strap on that drinking helmet, throw inhibition out the window. Here we go, side by side, down across the line into turns 1 and 2. Singer trying to get a run on that outside line here on the 728, but the 728 just a little bit too good there. Able to make it stick on that bottom line as the 751 and the 5 go side by side down the back straightaway here. The 1 of Bogus, Derek Welsh, made it 3 wide on the far outside lane, picking up spots left and right here as everybody fighting for every single spot we go. Coming across the line, white flag. So here we go, final lap here of this race. Singer up inside of that 728 of Timothy Pope, side by side as they exit turn 1 and 2. Not getting the run off the corner here. He's going to have one more attempt at it, racing for the race lead as we have people changing, bobbing, and weaving all over the place down through turns 3 and 4. Not able to get the run here in the corner. 728 of Timothy Pope coming across the line, picking up the win. Singer in second, and Adamson home in third.
What a finish. What a last lap. We had a bunch of wrecking in the back, but these guys up front kept it clean. They just couldn't run down Pope in that final lap.
Yeah, I was hoping somebody get turned and learned right there, but they had a little action on the backstretch, but man, those guys up front really battled it out.
That they did, as teammates 728 of Pope and the 751 of Adamson go and celebrate together out there on track for all coming up on this podium here.
And you know Albert Anderson's got a big old grin on his face watching his buddies do so well out there today.
And it looked like Bowden there trying to just loop back around. Don't know what he was doing, but ends up getting involved with Timothy Pope there as he was doing some burnouts. But either way, they're with this race done. We're now going to see a little tug-of-war action here with the 728 and his teammate 751.
They're having a lot of fun out there. Got to watch those X's, though. I think after they cross the finish line, they're good.
Once when everybody crosses the line, in which
okay.
I think
they're
everybody was able to do there. So,
what a finish by Singer, too. Man.
Oh, man, he raced his heart out. He tried to make it stick there in 1 and 2 up the inside of Pope once when they took that white flag. Just, man, not quite able to do it. As looks like the Limitless team here doing a Polish victory lap here together.
Having some fun out there.
Short saying, way to recover, Steve Singer. Great finish, brother. All the boys racing on the podium. And also Stub Nation thrilled to death because Timmy in the 92 got a top 10 tonight, finishing there in 9th place.
Yeah, just waiting on people to jump up here into that podium chat channel. And we thank you all for tuning in and watching and enjoying this exciting race here with us and joining us here in the chat. We always love seeing those comments fly on in here. As always, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell as we are live 5 nights a week and you don't want to miss a single second of that race in action that we have to offer for you. So be sure to do that and hit that thumbs up button, because the more people that like the video, the more and more that YouTube says, hey, maybe we need to share this with other people that enjoy racing content out here. So we'll just be able to get more and more fans involved here, and we just absolutely love to see it. As we can now go ahead and start to get some of these interviews out and underway, starting with tonight's 3rd place finisher. The 751 of the Silent Assassin, Mike Adamson, having a solid race all night here. Mike finishing on that podium in 3rd here tonight. And it looked like it was a little rough. It was definitely a nice long green flag run there that you were able to make use and climb up that leaderboard with.
Yeah, got on the start there. It snapped loose on me a little bit and kept it in the fence just to let everybody by. And then that caution came out, saved me, and was able to fast repair and just kind of slowly pick my way back through the field.
Well, Mike, next week, Arca Series is going to Phoenix, but it's the old Phoenix with the grassy infield there. There's no concrete or paved dog leg right there. What do you think about it? Is it a good fit for the Arca car?
Oh, absolutely. I love Phoenix. The old Phoenix, new Phoenix. Phoenix is just, that's where I cut my teeth at when I first started into iRacing.
Phoenix likes to party, and you should be partying tonight. Some good runs with your teammates there. Congratulations, man. Good night.
Absolutely. Yeah, Tim and I were communicating back and forth the whole night on, he was doing pretty well up there, but he helped strategize and get me closer to the front there.
Yeah, man. Well, congratulations, Mike, having a heck of a race out there here tonight. Before we let you go, you got any shout-outs or anything like that?
Thanking my teammates, Tim and Albert, cheering us on. He wasn't with us tonight. He's not feeling well. Albert, get better. We hope to see you back on the track soon. Once again, as always, thank my wife. Without her being understanding and loving, wouldn't allow me to do what I do.
Awesome, man. Well, we can't wait to see what you can do in the next race here coming on up. And good job here tonight picking up that podium spot.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week.
As we head on up this leaderboard, talk about a fighter to say the least, is the 6 of Steve Singer coming home in second place. Steve, you tried to make the run there on Pope, just not quite able to get the run to stick. Dealing maybe with some slightly old tires there kind of towards the end here in these green-white checker finishes, but still a heck of a run from you here tonight.
No, it was just sheer pace more than anything else. It wasn't so much tires. We had so many caution laps there in that final run. The car was hooked up pretty good. It's just Tim's quick. I had a good run out of turn 4 there, coming to the white. Thought I got to the inside, but just unfortunately kind of messed up my entry into 1 and 2 and let him get away.
Well, that HBR TV Chevy Impala is going to Phoenix next week. It's the old Phoenix, though. Have you had? Is that a track you like, or do you prefer the one where you can kind of cut that dog leg? We just talked to Mike Adamson about it. He says he likes the old version as well. Where do you sit on it?
I mean, if I had to pick a favorite, it's probably the old one, but frankly, I'm not a fan of either of the layouts at all. I love watching races at Phoenix, but running the Arca car especially, it's a handful. And just, I don't know, I'm going to have to lay some practice laps down this week, see what we can do next week.
Definitely. It's a lot of work, I know that, but just put those laps in, you'll be fine. Great finish here tonight, man. Awesome job. You have anybody you want to shout out to?
Well, of course, HBR TV for being on the car, Track Bar Media, Castle Products, and Black Acid Custom Racing Apparel, and certainly appreciate all their support.
Awesome, man. Well, heck of a run from that 6 machine here tonight, up 9 spots, picking up second place finish here. Congratulations there, Steve, and we can't wait to see you back at it here next week.
Thanks, guys. Great job on the broadcast, and another big thanks to Derek and Numb Thumbs for putting this on.
As we move on up the leaderboard, where no surprise here, we find that 728 of Timothy Pope up there on victory lane, up 15 spots, your hard charger of the day. Tim, do you do that on purpose because you just like passing cars so much that you want to start towards the back and make your way up through this field?
Nah, I messed up my qualifying lap tonight. I almost lost it off of 2 there, and I just stopped. So that's why I started in the back.
Man, but you...
Well, go ahead.
I was just going to say, but you still had a heck of a run there, and you were having a great battle there, trading positions with the 99 of John Ross, kind of through that long green flag run. Kind of describe to us what it was like racing there on that long run that you had.
Yeah, the first run I didn't save the tires a lot there, and I got around them and then kind of burned them up, and he got back around, and I couldn't quite keep up the speed. In the second one, I tried to save the tires, and still didn't really work because I called them and passed them and still couldn't get away from them. So, but shout out to the 99 tonight. I think we and him had some scuffles last weekend. Good job on his part. Now he had it run a good race.
Well, you guys are a really close team. You and your buddies out there, Mike, and y'all are missing a guy tonight, Albert Anderson. He's been under the weather. You look forward to having him back on next week's race when y'all going to Phoenix.
Oh yeah, always. I heard he was a pretty good cheerleader tonight on the broadcast. Thank him for that, for watching, cheering us on, and hope he gets to feeling better.
Well, another victory for you here in the Arca series, at least tonight. You have anybody you want to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, everybody on this team. We're Mike tonight. He done a good job, finished third. The other guys that ain't here, Ricky, Josh, and Simon. Hope they're back next week. And in Hunt Thumbs Gaming, putting these races on. You guys are awesome broadcasting every week.
Awesome, Tim. Well, we appreciate it, buddy. Congratulations on the win here tonight. Go ahead, go celebrate it, and we can't wait to see you back out here on the racetrack again.
Sir, thank you.
And that, my friends, is that as this race from Kansas closes on down. And, you know, boys, we saw some good... We had everything. We had beating and banging. We had clean racing. We had everything here tonight.
It ran the gamut, didn't it? I mean, this is what I like to see, you know, when I'm watching a race personally, just me talking here. We saw strategy out there. We saw guys getting penalties. We saw guys getting into each other and cars spinning and stuff, but we saw a lot of competitive green flag racing. We saw guys making passes all over the track on the outside, even, guys working lines, just it was great. This is what stock car racing should be, in all series every week. Of course, we don't see this level of competition in other leagues. We don't see it on TV on Sundays. These guys right here, doing this virtual racing all night. This just makes me love auto racing even more when we see awesome races like this one today.
Well, it was really good, and who says Kansas ain't worth it? Yeah, Kansas is all right. They got a casino over here, a good racetrack right here in the middle of the wheat field. So I like Kansas. Good racing tonight.
As we continue to kind of wind things down as the tornado has officially passed here in Kansas, let's go ahead and tell everybody where they finished up here tonight with the 728 of Timothy Pope. No surprise there, picking up the race win, but with up 15 spots and hard charger of the day. Great race there from Tim. We got the 6 of Singer finishing here up 9 spots. A heck of a race there from him here today as well, finishing in second there. 751 Mike Adamson as well, coming back through this field after kind of a lap one little incident there, finishing on the podium. Great race from Mike. The 5 of Nick Cope, man, he was having a lot of battles up here in this top 5 all race long. That was fun to watch as well, finishing here today in 4th with the 1 of Mr. Bogus himself, Derek Welsh, fighting back through this crowd after having a wheel issue there himself, finishing in this top 5. 34, Dave Harden. We talked to him here towards the end of this one. He was in 10th at that point, but he ends up finishing here in 6th, up 11 spots. So good run for the 34 machine there as well. 13, Chris Klein was a lap down at one point here, fought back and fought hard and managed to find himself up here in this top 10 in 7th. 99 of John the Boss Ross, having a little bit of a little scuffle there kind of toward the end of this one. Call it the curse of the broadcaster or what have you, finishing here in 8th. 92, Tim Stubblefield, coming back from a couple laps down, able to find his way up into the top 10. We know he's going to be ecstatic about that one. Good run there, Stubbs. As the 23 of Mark Collins, he was looking pretty racy here at the beginning of this one and ends up finishing here in that final top 10 position.
The 19 of Cole Larson had a pretty solid night, up 8 spots. It looks like he'll finish in 11th. 70 of Robert Almiral, he had a little bit of trouble on some of the restarts there. Still picks up a good, solid midfield finish in 13th. Larry Dickerson, that early black flag just ate him up, and he just wasn't able to fully recover. Started on the pole tonight, finishing in 13th place. 14th would be the 79 of Dave Hoitzma. We saw him go around in spectacular fashion here towards the end of this thing and getting T-boned and all that. So Dave will still pick up 14th place. Richard Michelob Gray in that JP Designs painted machine out there, up a bunch of spots here. He'll finish a solid 15th place. On the lead lap as well, too. Great job there, Richard. 76 of Jeff Ottinger. Trouble late. He'll finish in 16th place after being solid all night near the front of the field. Slim Bowden out there in the 53. He'll finish in 17th after starting in a top 10 spot. Rich Blake, same kind of situation. Starting in the top 10. He'll finish way back in 18th place, but he's still on the lead lap out there. Way to stick with it, 62, and actually finishing this deal. Dave Holmberg in the 63, he'll finish 2 laps down in 19th place. Rounding out your top 20, the 60 of Brian Neff. We saw him involved in a couple of incidents tonight, but still finished, and that's what kind of counts here.
21st place, 55 Tom Bears. 22nd, 72 Carson Conway. 23rd place, 43 of Cody Bickler. Had a rough night. Sat there in the pits, watched his teammate, cheered him on. Thank you to Justin Morrow and Seth Hawley for admin in this race.
And that closes down the field here from Kansas. Well, we look forward to seeing you all once again as we have to sadly shut this one down here tonight. As always, you guys are the reason why we do this, is having a great and fun time with each and every single one of you guys. We've already talked about the YouTube stuff. You don't need to hear us say it again, but we thank you all for your great support, as well as the great support from the race sponsors of JPD, JP Designs and 3D Prints, doing a great job over there and jumping on board to take the title sponsorship here tonight. Be sure to contact him over here on the Discord and get yourself a good car paint, as well as, yeah, who knows, get a button box, do some 3D printing for you. He does a great job over there. We also have Davidson Builders jumping on board here all season long. Thank you guys for your support up there in northern New Jersey. If you need to get some remodeling done or some extension or something like that, man, get yourself some great contractors, and that is exactly what Davidson Builders are. They are some of the best ones out there, I would hazard to guess, across the entire country as well. So especially in that northern New Jersey area, give Davidson Builders a call for your next home improvement project. Admin box as well, thank you guys so much for your great support there with your button boxes to help these race admins throw these cautions, do wave rounds, black flags, do all of the things that they have to do. Be sure to order your button box here today, as well as some of our other great sponsors like SimGearCentral.com. Go and order your button box there from them today, as they got button styles, knobs, flip switches, everything possible under the sun, all at the fingertips here to help you possibly win some of these races. And be sure to use let them know that the NTRL and AAA Broadcasting sent you on over there, and you'll get 10% off on your next order. So thank you guys so much for your support over there, as well as TrackDogsRacing.com, continuing to improve over there as they keep getting quality merchandise in their store here. So be sure to order your Numb Thumbs Racing League and whatever other series that you might watch from us here from AAA Broadcasting, as they've got a whole bunch of different stuff up on their store page. So thank you guys so much, and order from TrackDogsRacing.com. Trek Bar Media as well, jumping on board here. Go ahead and check them out for their iRacing and real-life racing photos and video edits that they do, because they are absolutely phenomenal. They're amazing at what they do, and go support them as they have supported us, as well as thank you to Country Through the Ages, your action replay sponsor here tonight. If you're interested in the history of country music, go and check them out, as they've got a whole section of documentaries and all that stuff on where country music started all the way up through to where it currently is here today. Especially for those of y'all that love that country music, it is definitely a good read and listen, as they do a great job over there. So thank you guys so much for that support. So now, looking on ahead, the next race that we're going to have is Sunday night in the Xfinity Series, which, let me pull up the schedule here.
Yeah,
I believe that's going to be at Auto Club, so going to sunny California, and that's a great race. We've seen a lot of good racing over there at Auto Club, so that is one you do not want to miss out on. But until then, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. Once again, we send our thoughts and prayers out to the Johnson family here as they deal with their loss of Coben, and our hearts are 100% with you from us and this community. And with that, we are out of here tonight.
We gone.
See ya.